that's replacing.
Okay.
He gave papers, but I don't think.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. It went relatively well. You know, who didn't come, who's got COVID. Okay, you see, we're not doing this, right? You know, so you just can take that. This cockamamie. Don't be falling and thinking you're gonna. Okay. Sorry I'm late. We had another meeting right before this, so. Gonna wait for that to stop. Okay, so welcome everybody to the town board meeting of November 10th, 2020. Town clerk, can we get on a roll call?
Council President Dennis Troy.
Present.
Councilman Tom Devaney.
Present.
Councilman Paul Valentine. Absent. Councilman Jerry Vittori.
Here.
Supervisor Teresa Kendall.
Here. And can we get the Pledge of Allegiance? Esther called. I think she wants you to do it, Mr. Troy.
Okay. I pledge
Allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we have two announcements. One, I just want to give an update on the sign law. There's been a lot of back and forth and complaints about signs around the town. So we had the town attorney's office review our sign law, and it was very outdated. So we had a meeting, Councilman Divany, myself, Rob Magrino, and Jane Slavin, and we basically, Rick Piccola drafted the law. We made revisions, and we're going to be updating it, and we'll be slowly getting it out to everybody to take a look and see a comment. But, you know, I know there's been a lot of interest in it, so I just want to let you know that we have not forgotten about it. The town of Orangetown is going to be participating with the Veterans Angels of Hope. We're sponsoring free Thanksgiving dinner bags for military and veteran families. This is going to be distributed on Saturday, November 21st from 10 to 12. We may be looking for volunteers if anybody wants to volunteer with them. Anyway, they are looking for some financial assistance, so there's a number there, and we can connect you to make the donation. Now we have a presentation. Our poet laureate has asked specifically to have my deputy supervisor, Mike Lawler, read a poem that she wrote.
Veterans Day 2020. 'Tis the vision of freedom and valor within souls we hail. Homage, gratitude to our veterans, ever, ever to prevail. The gifts of life, with vision blessed and bold, this the giving within each veteran's story told. Battlefield's call to freedom's quest with divinity and a vision clear, and so blood and life sacrificed for liberation held dear. Praise to our veterans for all they defend, sacrifices beyond what we may comprehend. In reverent celebration of our veterans, their sacrifices made to defend our freedoms and liberties our founding fathers laid. The vision, the soulful quest, the perseverance, the heartfelt need, peace, freedom, liberty, beheld as America's living creed. And so to each veteran, we in tribute give honor and hail for the held visions of freedoms and rights to prevail.
Thank you. Okay, so we can just workshop our agenda real quick. We're going to open the, we're going to open the public hearing on the preliminary budget, and then we're going to close it and approve the amendments, which everyone should have, and then adopt the preliminary budget. And then we're going to have a couple of public hearings. This is all for like the school district and the Blauville Fire Company. This is done annually at budget time, so we have a couple of those. And then we have number 13 is the issuance of the RFP for a planner to update the town's very old town comprehensive plan. So the town attorney's office worked on this, and we came up with an RFP. 14 is basically, this is the Suez rate case, which is done. At one point, they were appealing, and we had approved an additional charge, so we're just kind of housekeeping. It's already been paid, but just to make the resolution cover what was paid. We have 15 is to hire Hodges, Walsh, and Burke in connection with a lawsuit against the town. 16, and I think 16 is settling a claim. Sewer backup claim. 17 is awarding 2 new machine leaf loaders. 18 is amending a resolution. This we already nominated, but something about taking a test. I don't know if Donna's here. Maybe she could explain, but then one way to come to it. And then receive and file and the audit. And that's pretty straightforward. So should we open the public comment? We have 7:15. We have the public hearing on the budget.
Right, it's not anything.
Should open it for anything first?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so can I get a motion to open the public comment?
Motion to open public comment.
Tom Dimmy, second. Dennis Troy, all in favor? Aye. I'm just going to wait to get the list. What's that? How do we get the backup? Oh, I think it's, oh, okay.
What is it, legislative?
I don't know. That's a good question. It looks like it has an attachment. Also, do you know how you get the backup on the little computer thing here? It could be.
I got kicked out.
You're not even in there?
No, I got booted out.
Okay.
Is there a button? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Finally. Thank
Can
you.
you find the attachments though?
Go back to agendas.
Yeah. Oh, click on one of these. There's 2 of them. Oh, here, 7.
Police
There
commission.
you go. Send my button.
Oh, that's not please.
Right, no, you don't want the police.
Okay.
And this is for the other, this is for the
Budget.
budget.
Okay.
It's twice.
Yeah, but is this the backup?
The backup,
Well, it is on the top.
you should be able to,
If you click on it?
if you click on it. You should be
Oh,
able
I see. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, so for the public comment, I have Barbara Dello.
That's okay.
My name is Barbara Dello, and I'm from Blauville. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the comp plan, because I saw that there was something on that on the preliminary agenda. And right now, zoning laws are our biggest protection against overdevelopment and keeping the single-family residential nature of certain parts of the town, particularly Blauville and parts of Orangeburg and parts of Pearl River. And redoing the comp plan opens the possibility of recommendations that would change those protections. Now, that could be very good, and it could make things better, but it also might open the door to multifamily and things like that, that some of the people, certainly in my area, don't want. So I wanted to, tell you that I'm concerned about it. I'm going to keep watching it. And I wanted the people in the community also to be aware of how very important this step is. So thank you for listening. And that's it. I'm going to get my mask.
Oh, thank you. I noticed that. You want- Yeah. I think it's right now. Anybody else want to speak? Mike, I think your hand was up first. Here.
Good evening Supervisor Kenny and members of the Town Board, Michael Mandel, resident of Pro River for the record. I just want to thank the Town Board for putting construction of a new town hall and community center on hold due to the economic climate. It would be greatly appreciated, I think, by all taxpayers if all government entities within our town would follow suit. But some don't. In the case of the Pearl River Library, they want to build a brand-new facility at a cost of $23.6 million, costing each taxpayer $187 a year. It would be appreciated if they followed suit, and so they didn't get approval from the school board to have an election, so it's on hold, but they're still going forward, trying to push forward. In regards to item 13, an updated comprehensive plan is sorely needed, and we greatly assist various town boards, especially the planning board, in guiding decisions. Secondly, it cements the local control of zoning, which prevents the unbridled construction of residences and multifamily units which do not comply with the current community values and do not comply with the way our town looks and the way we want to keep it. So thank you very much.
Thanks. Eileen?
Good evening, members of the board. I'd like to address the concept of the comprehensive plan. I see the last one was to 2003, so that's like 17 years ago. I sat on two of them, I think when Manny Emanuel did one, and Sakati and Schiff. We go back a long time ago, but at that time, every hamlet had representatives on it, because every hamlet is different. Pearl River has large commercial, Palisades and Tappan mostly is all residential, single-family homes. I'm wondering, especially when it comes to large parcels of land, if we would not consider upzoning some of the acres to 2-acre zoning or 3-acre zoning to minimize the effect on the trees and the nice land we have over here in Palisades on the H&A property. Also, would the comp plan take into consideration the revising of the town code? Because the town code is outdated in many, many ways. I just drove by Rivervale, New Jersey today, and they had a golf course there at one time, and that looks like it has been completely taken away, and now they're building massive, high-density properties. And that seems to be the trend, but I think Orangetown, I would like to see have a mixed, not a conservative growth when it comes to MFRs, to really stick to the single-family concept of homes. I live on 1/3 of an acre. It's more than enough. The leaves will never go away. But you can look at upzoning some of the properties to 2-acre, 3-acre zoning. And it's not going to be an NIMBY type of a philosophy, but there are areas in New York State that have large parcels of land, and they have beautiful homes, and some of them have horses, and some of them have, it retains a suburban quality in the community. It's also important to bring in businesses that will create jobs for the people that are. I'm here 49 years. I've had 49 good years here. It's this comp plan is really for those who have a stake in this community for the next 20 years, because most of our comp plans are about a 20-year looking into the future of what those that generation would want and would need. But anyway, I'm glad you're doing it, Teresa, because I think it's very timely, and to also to safeguard our existing zoning, and to do zoning that cannot be challenged in court, and also to upgrade the town codes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to speak that didn't sign up? Move to close. Dennis Troy.
Second.
Second. Tom Divany. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay. Okay, so, looks like it's 7:20. We're going to,
I'll just respond. No one on this board is looking to put multifamily residences or multifamily housing in Orangetown. I think everyone here has lived here 30, 40 years, and Eileen, you're right. We want to keep this a suburban community. We don't want to be the sixth borough of New York City. So I don't think anyone on here has any intention of doing that. And as far as the comp plan, we can hire someone, they can give recommendations, Barbara, but the town board is the ultimate decider of what that comprehensive plan is going to be. So we can reject anything that we don't think should be in this town. And, you know, again, we want to keep the suburban nature of this town intact. And that's about it.
John, did you, Teresa? No, I just wanted to, on the comp plan, because a couple of people mentioned it, this is an RFP to get planners to, you know, bid basically, or let us know what they would come back with in terms of developing a comprehensive plan. The RFP in its final form will be available on the website on Thursday. People can view it. We'll certainly send it out. But I just wanted to point out, as Tom indicated, in there, a part of it will be community outreach, community participation. So this is just the very, very, very first step in getting a comprehensive plan going.
I was here for the original comp plan. We had all sorts of citizen meetings. People had all sorts of wish lists they wanted for the various large parcels of land. And one of the things I'm proud of in this town is we have protected the town. In the year 2000, there were about 50,000 people here in the town. In the year 2010, with the census, I think it was a little under 50,000, about 49,000 something. So in terms of protecting the suburban community here, the town board has done it through the years and will continue to do it. Today in the Pearl River Patch, there was an article in there about the DEC. They finally signed off on the land in the in Rockland Psychiatric Center, where the buildings that were left by a great New York State with lead, asbestos, the tunnels in the ground that also had different chemical issues. All right. They wrote an entire article and saying how the DEC has finally signed off on this, that it's all, you know, safe here in Orangetown. There was no mention made whatsoever about the fact that when we bought the property, the state gave us that challenge. What we ended up doing as a town board, we ended up selling the property for $7 million to Chase, and Chase remediated all that property and is a great corporate resident here in the town. No thanks to the state. That was done here by the Orangetown board. One of the earlier speakers also talked about the Pearl River Library. Pearl River Library is asking for, they haven't actually put it all out in the public, $23 million for the library. To me, that's a disgrace, and I agree with Mr. Mandel that it's a total slap in the face to the taxpayers and residents in Pearl River. The Japan Library was once done with no vote of the people, and that was only for, I think, about $3 million in terms of the expansion on that. The libraries at times, they have a small number of people vote for a large sums of money, and it's very important that the people get out and vote on this thing when it actually comes out to the public. Because $23 million in this year of the pandemic and all the challenges that various people have, the towns have, municipalities have, to put that out this year is crazy. Thank you.
Jerry, you have anything?
Not to bore anybody, but I agree with Tom that there's no way, or no one here is looking to put multifamily housing anywhere. The comprehensive plan is good to update. It's a good start and see where we're going, but I don't think that we would be changing too much of what we've done in the past in the future. We're here to protect the way we live now for my children and my grandchildren. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.
And I'll just add, kind of to echo, but Eileen, I appreciate that you emailed me and questions about it. I wish there was more people like you out there that showed an interest and showed up and participated, like you and Barbara. And so when these we are going to have public meetings on the comp plan. People really need to come. I can appreciate now we're on Facebook Live and they can see it, but we can't hear them when they're not here to talk to us. So it really does require the community to want to get involved and be a part of what the future of the town is. So thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to open and then for the continuation of the public hearing, the 2021 preliminary budget. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I have Michael Mandel. It's 5 minutes for this, right? Yeah, 5 minutes? Carmel's the keeper of the time over there, so.
Hopefully I won't take 5 minutes. Evening, Supervisor Kenny, member of the Town Board, Michael Mandel, Pearl River. Just had a few questions looking through the budget publication. On page 1 of 1, which was talking about special funds, the Pearl River Parking District, that's a 22.77% increase, or $31,528, which in these times, jumping up, because if you look at it from 1950, from 20, I'm not that old, I guess I am, from 2015 through 2018, the actual amounts were ranging around from 89 to 98,000. It jumps up in 2019 to 152. The budget proposed last year was for 138, but we're jumping up to 170, and I think that's the question I have on that one. Secondly, page 10 of 65 was the building maintenance capital outlay. Last year, nothing was proposed. This year, we're proposing $100,000, which is almost $84,000 over the actual in 2019, and nothing last year proposes. Just wondering what that funding was going to be used for. In regards to, I don't know if our bidding is or what's going on, but page 36, we look at a 6.71% increase in the refuse and garbage contracts with outside vendors. It goes up $57,000, but if we look at the actual from 2019, which was almost $163,000, we're talking about almost a 22% increase from the actual. So I don't know if we're getting proper contract bidding on it or not. I was wondering why that was so high. Blue Hill Golf Course on page 47 of 65, the contracts with outside vendors, which is up 10.85%, or $157,000, almost $158,000. I thought we were moving closer to breaking even with them, and it seems that it's jumped up. The reason I'm not aware of, or it said. And lastly, page 57 of 65, government sewage treatment plant utilities. And I guess utilities, I assume that we're talking about power, gas, electric, and whatever. And it's proposed to go up $100,000 to 30.77%, and it's up from 2019 by $107,000. The utility rates, if I'm looking at it properly, have not really changed that much over the last several years. because I look around for my own utilities that way and shop. So I was just wondering why that has jumped up, if that's what the utilities we're talking about. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Jim Dean?
All right, thank you. My name is Jim Dean. Can I pull this thing down?
Yeah.
Jokingly. I'm a resident of Pearl River for the past 48 years, town of Orangetown, 68 years. I've been a member of the Highway Department for 63 years. Last 23 years, I've been the highway superintendent, and I had over 60 years' experience picking up leaves in Orangetown. So I hope that qualifies me as having some background in leaf pickup. The reason I want to speak tonight is because I'm very concerned about the reduction, defunding of overtime in the highway department for leaf pickup. Snow and ice control, we don't have any issues with that, but it will create a serious impact in a negative way on our ability to pick up leaves and to provide the service that we have every year, at least since 1980. There was a time in the early 80s where the town board decided not to fund leaf pickup, and it was an absolute disaster. I'm afraid we will go back to that if we don't have the money to do it. One of the things that happens if we leave leaves on a road, you're going to have pedestrian safety issues, you're going to have motorist safety issues, you're going to have quality of life issues with people that are going to be fighting leaves well into December, through December, into January, and if we get any kind of storms, into February. Because I believe the funding now removes $178,000 from what we proposed for overtime. I know it's been back and forth. That $178,000 will actually reduce our efforts by 3,260 hours during the peak period. The peak period is the second week in November, including the first week in December. I call that the peak period because the leaves are piled, they're not wet, they're not frozen. It gives us the best opportunity to pick up, and we have lots and lots of data that shows we can pick up 3.5 to 4 cubic yards per work hour during that period. We also have lots of data that shows once we get past the first week in December, that can go down to 2 or 1.5 cubic yards per work hour. So those 3,600 or 3,200 hours that we do not have in a peak period will be extended in a leaf pickup. Our program now, we try, and we have hit for the last 3 years, even when we had a heavy snowstorm, to have 90% of the leaves picked up by December 20th. This program, without that overtime, we will be adding 20 days to that. Our overtime right now gives us the ability to pick up about 14,000 cubic yards of leaves, which we will not pick up before the first week in December, which means they're going to be laying on the road till we get there. Presently, and we have a portal, and we give the people, our customers, the information about when we think we're going to be there. That's on a 21-day cycle. If we put this into effect and we do not have the hours to put into this, you're going to have a 30-day cycle, maybe a 32-day cycle. So we're going to have to live with that. That's what I want to make clear. And any idea that we're maybe only going to have to wait a little bit longer in December, that's not true. That's not right. After the first week in December, we have to worry about snowstorms. We have to start to change our leaf equipment over because we use all of our equipment. They're multitasked. So we have 25 snowplow runs. Half of those are, even 20 of those are involved in leaf pickup. They have to be changed over. Once they get changed over, it doesn't make sense to change them back continuously. We just reduce the amount of available equipment we have to pick up leaves. Or we do it with bucket loaders, which is a lot less efficient than the way we do it now. Also, after January 1st, we do not have the extra seasonal help. So it reduces our ability to get manpower and crews out on the road. I'm very concerned that this is going to be an issue. I think that, we'll all be taking the heat, and especially people are going to be blaming the highway department. So we want everybody to know what this will mean. As I brought forward before, at the end of this year, right now, you're going to be looking at a $1.279 million surplus in the account that covers these costs for the highway. And I'm already proposed that we're going to have $400,000 as a surplus from 2020 because we had the mildest winter that we've ever had in all the time I've been here. So I hope you can take that into consideration. I hope you can put that back so we don't have to deny the people the service that they're accustomed to. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Barbara Dello? Barbara, you signed up for on the...
First, I want to thank you for the careful work you did on the town budget, being mindful of the taxpayers. But perhaps it's not perfect. And I also question the wisdom of cutting funds for the overtime for the leaf pickup. I mentioned it to people, and everyone was like, this is terrible. And I've heard this can be a safety issue. I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but that there was a terrible situation in Pearl River that Dennis Troy could verify years ago with leaves. So I know it's a safety issue. I know it impacts every single resident in the town. It's something that is not just to benefit a few people, but will impact the whole town. My son works at the highway department, and perhaps that makes me biased, but it also gives me insight. Jimmy Dean is one of the most respected department leaders anywhere, statewide, everywhere, and in our town. And he has never requested frivolous or wasteful spending in all his work. I know already some of his requests for trucks were cut. And so I think not only will this be a safety issue, it will be a disservice to the public, to every member of the public, and it also will be a slap in the face to an employee who has given many hours and who has not presented frivolous budgets, and also to the hard work. I mean, because I know these guys don't use overtime frivolously. They use overtime and they work hard. So I wanted to support Jim Dean and just say, as you go forward, maybe just reconsider this, the wisdom of this one part of the budget. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else who has not signed? Eileen?
The highway department's coming out on tops tonight. The leaves. I did speak a few weeks ago about the issue about defunding, the new word, the overtime part of this time of the year, the leaf pickup. I don't think we should do it. I think we should find a way of allowing them to receive overtime justifiably. A lot of the leaves in my area are on the street. They are not on the lawn where they're supposed to be, which can create problems with cars and other things. I've often thought that our infrastructure in Orangetown is good, and it's only good, I guess, because of the people that work there and the department heads. I know I spoke to you about the budget, and I asked you whether or not the elected officials would be getting a pay raise this year, and you told me by no means they would not be getting a pay raise. And the reason I feel is that everybody on the board at this point in their life is successful, and they have their pensions coming forward, what have you. I know in time you're going to be working on, these are my notes, so they're scattered like my brain. You're going to be working on the CSEA contract, I think, this year or next year? Okay. So that would be effective for the 2022 budget or the 2021?
21. It expires at the end of this year.
By the end of this year, okay. I am in support of unions. I go back to my quill. I'm not as young as old as I look, but I go all the way back to my quill with my father with the Transport Workers Union. And those unions made possible what you all have here today. Health benefits, vacations, good working conditions, what have you. But I think there comes a time when the unions have got to be realistic. And perhaps in the New York City Police Department, my husband was there, many a year we didn't get a pay raise. And it never was made up to us. So maybe this year they have to sit down and be realistic and say, no pay raise. But the following year, if the economy gets better, we can look at it in a different light. It's a tough decision because we have a lot of people working here in town, but we also have a lot of people working here in town who have lost their jobs. Their homes are getting hard. Food is expensive. It's harder and harder to stretch that dollar that we had at one time. I'm one person. I went today to shop. I spent $121. So I bought some ice cream like Nancy Pelosi. I bought different brands. But I'm one person. And this is only for today. Today's, what, Tuesday? By Saturday, I'll be going out and buying more stuff. So I'm one person. I can't imagine people that have 3 or 4 kids, what they're spending on food, clothes, what have you. So I think realistically, we have got to take a very strong position on giving out raises for the upcoming budgets. And as I said before, I would like to see the Highway Department find the money so that they can come through, pick up the leaves, and take them away safely. And that's about it. The police department is good. The highway department, the sewer department is good. My sewers keep flushing. The toilet works well in my house. I'm a happy camper. So I would like to see the highway department be happy too.
I know. Anybody else that did not sign up that would like to speak? Nope. Okay. So Dennis Troy made a move to close. Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. We have to make them, we have to approve the amendments. That's the sheet we have. Oh, but I'm going to stick around here and have to say. Real brave. Okay, so everyone has the amendments on there. So does anyone want to speak before we get to them? Or after we know? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the amendments to the 2021 preliminary budget? Dennis Troy, second. Second. Tom Dimony, all in favor? Aye. Adopt the 2021 preliminary budget as amended. Can I get a motion? Tom Dimony, second. Dennis Troy, all in favor? Aye. Anybody talking?
I'll talk.
I mean, I'll talk too. I just didn't want to be.
I'll talk. Mrs. Dello got up and spoke about Jimmy Dean, very glowing terms. I've used the same terms for the last 20 years. We have a great highway department. I've always gotten very positive feedback from constituents regarding our highway department. People that commute down to the city, they know they can get in their car in the morning. If it's snowing, the easiest time they will have is getting out of Orangetown. If they go into any other towns, there's a whole different story. Highway Department does a great job. For 20 years, I have supported Jimmy Dean and the Highway Department with every single request in the 20 years. Every truck, every vehicle known to man, all right? Because Jimmy runs a great department. Jimmy has done presentations. He's sent us the presentations. He has people calling us. He has called us individually several times. He's been a great advocate for the police department, for the highway department. It's a thing, this is a tough year. And I really have to commend Teresa and Jeff on the job they did to get this budget down and balancing it out through all the departments to get it within the cap, which we've done over the last 10 years, gotten within the cap. And it's made a difference to the residents of the town. What I have said to Jimmy, doesn't necessarily buy it, but if the economy changes over the next year, like the stock market went crazy yesterday, all right, the economy changes and we come up to next year in the fall, we can move money from the fund balance into take care of the overtime. But as it is right now, it's balancing all the departments. And so therefore, I am voted, that's why I voted yes for the preliminary, for the budget with the amendments that are in there now. And again, with apologies to Jimmy and to the highway department.
I'm going to start by agreeing that Jim Dean is by far the best superintendent of highways. I agree. When you leave and you go into New Jersey, you go into Clarkstown, our roads are always better. And I also agree, and we discussed that, again, come next year, there's money we could do budget transfers, and by all means, get the leaves picked up in a timely fashion. And Jim, I don't doubt your integrity for 1 second. I know that, I've heard this for the last 20-something years, that, you're proud of your work and you don't want it to reflect on you. But here's the reality. We terminated one employee, okay? There's somebody without a job tonight. We did not fund 2 police officer positions, which, again, nobody's ever happy to hear. We cut DARE and Candle, both very important programs. I mean, it really comes down to you say, what's more important. And I'm not saying that. We're trying to cut it across the board. We got hit with $1.2 million increase above pension contributions. Right off the bat, $1.2 million we had to come up with. We cut $2 million in reserves, which was way more than I wanted to cut. So it's easy to say just keep going back to reserves, but I was here when the auditors talked to us, and I'm taking a conservative approach, although it's not conservative. My original goal was to keep it at 1.5. I mean, they're all hard decisions. None reflect on the work of the men and women of this town. I'm the one that's hearing the complaints, and I will hear them at the leaves too, Jim. But I'm the one who's hearing about, their tax bill. It's a school tax bill I'm getting beat up. I'm getting people complaining about the school tax bill. I don't even control it. So I'm hearing the complaints. I'm hearing the need for help for people who need help with food in their house. We like to act like it doesn't exist here in Orangetown. It does. I could not, in good conscience, go over the 2% tax cap or over 2% this year. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And if there's blame next year, if it comes to that, and I really hope it doesn't, Jim's pointed out we hope to have savings due to the mild weather, but it's on me, and I will take the blame wholeheartedly. It's a blame I will have to take because I was not raising people's taxes, and so I hope in the end things turn around and everybody's happy. But that's the decision that I felt I had to make. So that's all I have to say.
I'll just state, Jim, we talked last week, and I've talked to, is this on? We've talked to everyone on the board, and I think everyone on the board said if you do have those savings at the end of the year, come January, I have no problem putting that back into the budget. If you have that money, I'll vote for it, and I told you that last week. But we got to see where we are in January, and that's what I'm saying right now. We have that money, that savings from the snow. We got a lot of seniors in this town. They want their leaves picked up in a timely manner. But
What do you mean? Rob Magrino wants them picked up in a timely manner.
So that's the pledge I make. But right now, I don't know. If you have that money, I'll put it back in the budget.
Yeah, we've talked. I know that it's gone around and back and forth. I just think that when you spend money, you have to get a bang for your buck. There's no complaint with the highway department. I know most of the guys. I worked next to them for 35 years, one way or another, in the police department, and the streets are excellent. They're always excellent, and the job is always done well. I just don't see the amount of money that one day costs us to spend it and get the bang. If it goes on further than that, then that's fine. If we find money at the end, we can do something with that.
Okay, so we are on to number 7. It's the continuation of the public hearing that we have for the Belleville Fire Protection District, one-year contract with the Volunteer Fire Company. Can I get a motion to open?
Move to open.
Tom Divany, second.
Sure.
Jerry Batari, all in favor? Aye. Okay. I actually do have, Barbara, you signed up to speak. Did you mean to, you signed on this one too? No? You're good? Anybody else like to speak? No?
You got Mike Conklin.
Mike, you want to speak? No?
Motion to close?
Motion to close, okay. Tom Divany, motion to close, second.
Second.
Dennis Troy, all in favor? Aye. Okay, and then we have the motion to approve the one-year contract for the Fire Protection Services, Belleville Fire Protection District, Belleville Volunteer Fire Company. Tom Divany, move, second. Jerry Batari, all in favor? Aye. All in favor? Didn't know? I didn't hear anybody. Just heard myself. Okay, then we have the continuation of the public hearing for the Orangetown Library District, contracts with the Belleville Free Library, the Orangeburg Library, the Palisades Free Library, and the Tappan Free Library. Can I get a motion open?
Move to open.
Tom Divany, I don't think anybody signed, oh, a second.
Jerry.
Jerry Batari, all in favor?
Anyone here to speak on the library?
I don't think anybody signed up. You want to come up? Come on.
They mentioned Spark Hill
Oh,
is included in the, let me see. Under the Blauvelt Free Library, they include Spark Hill. And then, it's actually Spark Hill is in the Orangeburg Palisades. And,
are you talking about in the resolution?
Yeah, this one here,
What I have, are you looking at 11 or 12?
12.
Oh, maybe, because on 11, I think they're just trying to say that the residents of Spark Hill are included in that district. Maybe on 12 it says something.
Well, I mean, I always thought they were part of the Palisades Spark Hill. I'm-
Yeah, it's under Japan. Maybe it was a copy and paste by
Now, are those figures that they're getting, is that higher than what they got last year, or is it kind of reduced?
No, it's the same.
Well, like 76% of their budget goes for salaries and health benefits.
I don't,
But I just had a question on that.
Okay. We'll
It
check.
might be-
We'll double check
It might
that.
be included because they don't have a library in the town, in Spark Hill.
How it's split up.
yeah, it's split in the taxes, but I don't really know.
Yeah,
We'll look
but
into it.
They don't have a library in Spark
Right.
Hill.
There's no actual building,
That's
right.
why they're kind of grouped into all of them. But then I just wanted to ask you about the monies. Had they been asking for more money at that time?
Any of the libraries?
Some did.
Some did,
Some did.
and some didn't.
I think most of them got 2%.
No, they all get zero.
They got zeros. They all got zeros. See, Jimmy, don't feel so bad.
None of them got an increase.
No, and actually, I think 2 of them did not ask for an increase.
That's right.
Well,
I don't think, yeah, but I 2 of them asked for it and 2 didn't, but
okay, well,
none of them got it.
75% of their budget is salaries and
Right.
pensions and what have you. What can I tell you?
Okay, so where the hell are we? Oh, okay. So anybody else want to speak? Okay, can I get a motion to close? Dennis Troy, motion. Tom Duty, second. All in favor? Okay, approve the one-year contract for the library services for the Orangetown Library District. Tom Divany, move. Second. Jerry Batari, all in favor? Aye. Okay, authorize the issuance of an RFP for a planner for the town comprehensive plan. Okay, Tom Divany, move. Second.
I'll second.
Dennis Troy, second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, amend resolution 29, this is, again, we're going backwards here. This is the law, the Dictor Law Firm for representation in the Suez rate case. We just have to increase the total that was paid. Can I get a motion? Tom Divany moved, Dennis Troy second. All in favor? Aye. Approve a retainer agreement with Hodges, Walsh, and Burke in connection with a federal litigation against the town of Orangetown. Can I get a motion? Jerry Batari move, second. No, Jerry moved. Dennis Troy second. All in favor? Aye. You know, you're starting to be like the guy that used to do it then. Okay, settle a claim with John Louis Kelly as trustee of the J.W. Rockland Trust in Roselle. This is a sewer backup claim. Can I get a motion? Jerry Batari move, second. Dennis Troy second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, award a bid to Suffolk County Brake Service for 2 New Yard waste machine leaf loaders. Can I get a motion?
Yeah, I'll make that.
Dennis Troy, I'll second it. All in favor? Aye.
Two new leaf loaders.
Okay. Okay, maybe Donna can explain this. I know we did this already, but, oh, it's for the, it says right here, for purpose of scheduling the practical portion of the exam. Okay, thank you. I should have read to the end of the resolution. Okay, so we're amending it to nominate Jason Zelenko for purposes of scheduling the practical portion of the radio operator. Tom Divany moved. Second. Jerry Batari, all in favor? Aye. Okay, accept, receive, and file the town board minutes referenced there. A drainage easement for Patricia Sifo Waffenschmidt. No, moved it. Tom Divany move. Dennis Troy second. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Okay. The audit for tonight's meeting consists of 3 warrants for a total of $1.6 million. The first warrant had 30 vouchers for $865,000. Items of interest: number 1, Department of Civil Service, $738,000 for health care insurance. The second warrant had 7 vouchers for $21,000. Items of interest: number 3, H2M, $10,000 for I believe, the last payment for the community center project. The third warrant had 207 vouchers for $768,000. Items of interest: number 5 and 6, the applied golf contracts. Number 9, Michael Cotter, $18,000 for safety inspection fees, and that's a pass-through. Number 10, CSEA Employee Benefit Fund, $30,000 for dental benefits. Number 11, Fleet Pump and Service, $29,000 for pump replacement. That's bonded money. Number 15, Hauser Brothers, $14,000 for annual HVAC servicing. Number 18, Ken's Tree Care, $34,000 for tree removal and from the storm mainly. Number 20, Miracle Recreation Equipment, $100,000 for playground equipment. That's grant money and bonded money. Number 25, the State Comptroller, $33,000 for justice fines. And number 27, Virtuit Systems, $17,000 for IT equipment. Any questions on the audit?
Nope. Okay, okay, so on the audit, Dennis Troy, so moved. Tom Divany, second, all in favor? Aye. And one, okay. I just wanted to mention something that I just thought of because someone sent me a text. Just wanted to mention the Pfizer news this week. I hope everybody is as excited as I was about it, but, you know, in their clinical trials, the 3rd stage, they have shown a 90%, success rate. So it's really cool because A, it's right here in Orangetown, and B, because my son works there, so it's really cool. So I think, I just wanted to, it's not going to be rolled out for a while, but knowing that it's coming, and there's others close behind it is, just gives us something to finally maybe see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just thought of it. Someone texted me something I said. Okay, so we do have an executive session to discuss legal issues with Town Attorney Rob Magrino. We are not voting on anything, so when we're not going to be coming back out. We are going to be adjourning in memory of Brian Farrer, from resident of Blauvelt, Michael Howard, a resident of Pearl River, Mary Meehan, a resident of Pearl River, Mary Parnell, mother of Chuck Parnell, who's the president of the AOH Division 3, and Francis Lane, a resident of Pearl River. So when we come out, we will be we'll be adjourning. You want to add somebody?
Yes, Henry Reynolds, Sr., father of police officer, retired police officer Sergeant Henry Reynolds.
Did you get that? Roseanne, you got that? No, it's Henry Reynolds Senior, father of police officer.
Sergeant.
Sergeant?
Retired Sergeant.
Oh, retired sergeant, okay.
Retired Sergeant Henry Reynolds.
Henry Reynolds, okay. We will add that, okay. So on that note, can I get a motion? Tom Divney, second.
Second.
Dennis Troy, all in favor? Aye.